Everybody keeps saying it's going to get better. How is it going to get better? Our economy is so fucked that I work a full-time job. I make $21 an hour working 40 hours a week. I have no extra expenses, no bills out of my living. I have one credit card that's max because I've lived off of it, but other than that, I don't have cable. I haven't had cable in 10 years. We have cell phones, but, you know, that's required to live on. But other than that, nothing extra. On paper, my bills are $2,701. My income is $2,710. Do the math. $9 a month before I pay for food, gas, car repairs, any entertainment. There's no money for that. And my car is dying. It's paid for, so I don't have car payments now that I'm going to replace. And I don't know how to do that on $9 a month. $9 to feed myself, $9 to buy a car, $9 for insurance. Yeah. So at the end of the day, this is me because I've worked 8.5 hours a day knowing that it's not enough, that it won't be enough. Fuck you, Ontario.
What do you think a single person needs to make annually in Toronto in order to live comfortably?
So before I moved to Toronto, I know my parents recommended making 3 times your annual rent. So I'd probably say around like the 75K mark.
At least 75K a year, and that's like still middle class.
With the rent right now, I think you should be at least making like 60, 70,000 a year.
How much do you make living in Toronto, and do you feel you can live comfortably?
Probably around 30 to 40. I'm a student, so I have my wife that's splitting the cost with me, and so it's manageable so far.
Probably around like 140 to 150 this year. Being 100% commission, I definitely have to, I can't count my chickens before they hatch, but still, yeah, comfortable, no stress, that sort of thing.
So I'm a student, and obviously I cannot live comfortably in Toronto. I make like 30 to 25K a year, and I'm like scraping.
Okay, so I live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and for those of you who don't know, Canada has like a serious fucked up inflation problem right now. I just got back from doing groceries, and I have $70 worth of groceries on my table right now, and I genuinely don't even know what I purchased that made it to $70. I had a fucking mini breakdown to my parents the other week, and I started like crying, like tears. They came in because I was doing a budget, and they were like, "How is it?" And I was like, tears. I'm working like 3 jobs right now. Like, I got out of university like last year in December, and I have been fucking grinding it out ever since, just because the cost of living, and I'm not even really saving that. I'm not saving anything really, but the cost of living is outrageous in Canada. And it's just so, I was telling my parents, like, it's just so frustrating that like you do all the right things, you go to university, and then you come out, you get a job, whatever, and you can barely fucking afford rent. I talk about it with my friends all the time, but we're just fucking sticking together right now because it's brutal out there.
This is how much you need to make to afford living in these Ontario cities. This list looks at how much it costs to live in different Ontario cities according to Numbeo, which is the world's largest cost of living database. In Kingston, the average single person's monthly expenses are about $2,700, while the average salary is about $4,200 per month. And to eat out, it would cost about $90 for 2 people at a mid-range restaurant in Kingston. In Toronto, the average single person's monthly expenses are about $37.50, while the average salary is around $4,300. And it would cost about $120 for 2 people to eat out in Toronto. In Sudbury, the average single person spends about $2,500 a month on expenses, while the average salary is $6,250. An average meal will cost 2 people around $80. To get Stuart's full list of cities' cost of living, head over to narcity.com.
International student, tell me what that's like.
I mean, it's expensive. It's really, really expensive. Like every semester, even if you want to do housing, it's even more expensive. Like just that plus tuition is, I can't do housing. Like I'm not in house just purely because of how expensive it is. Like
my tuition is not as bad as hers. So like we were comparing, she's like double mine. Mine's like
Double?
Yeah.
yeah.
What would housing be? I know you're not doing housing, but what would that would be like a month or a semester, I guess? Do you remember?
I think it's around 3,000. Because you also have to pay like 1,700 or something just for food. I'm just like, I don't want to pay for that. So
It's a lot. So what is your tuition compared? Because our
semester?
yeah, sure, for per semester.
Around 15.
Around 15. Holy shit! And so 2 semesters is how much you're paying basically in the whole thing.
Even more than that, honestly.
Yeah.
Even if I wanted to think about paying it myself, I can't. Like there's no way.
When all is said and done, when you guys graduate, are you guys thinking that it's gonna be worth it?
It's iffy.
I don't think anything's worth this
Oh,
money.
God.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like no. Like maybe if I was paying like the normal fee.
Yeah, because it's a little BS, especially because you're like getting the same education as these two, but then you just have to pay like an extra like crazy amount of money.
International fees are crazy.
Yeah, there's like $3,000 in like miscellaneous or something. I'm just like, what even is that? It's like, no, it's
This is how much I spend in a regular month as a 27-year-old living in Toronto, Canada. So I'm going to start off with rent. I was pretty lucky to find a 1-bedroom apartment where I pay $1,900, and that includes utilities. Second thing is insurance. So I use a company called Duo, and I pay about $42 per month for tenant insurance. My phone bill, I use the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I'm paying for that as well. I pay about $129 per month. My groceries, I shop about twice a month from Walmart, so I pay about $250 per month. My transportation costs, depending if I'm going out a lot that month, I'm going to spend about $300 to $200 on transport. That's using Uber and Lyft. Entertainment costs, that's going out with my friends, tickets, drinks, and all that. I spend about $250 per month. Fitness, going to the gym costs me about $20 per month. Personal care, that includes like my grooming, toiletries, all that costs $70 per month. For savings, I try to put at least $1,000 away every single month for emergencies. For other subscriptions like Netflix, Spotify, YouTube, and the rest, I pay about $100 per month. And for any other emergencies or miscellaneous that might come up, I spend about $200 per month, bringing the total I spend in a month to 4,261 Canadian dollars. Do you think I'm spending too much? Let me know in the comments.
Are the top 10 cheapest places to live in Canada. The 10th cheapest place to live in Canada is Red Deer, Alberta, where it costs $861 on average for living and rent per month. Then comes Kelowna, British Columbia. Next is Quebec City, Quebec. The next cheapest city is Kitchener, Ontario. Next up is New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. After that is Sherbrooke, Quebec. The next cheapest is Saguenay, Quebec. Then is St. John, New Brunswick. The second cheapest city is Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. And the cheapest place to live in Canada is Trois-Rivières, Quebec.